Hey, Dental. Yeah, we're on. So, hey, Dental Nachos. I run my joke. This is Dr. Nacho. I'm from vacation, having a nice time here with my family at the beach. But I wanted to take a few minutes and talk with you guys to meet one of our newest sponsors and an awesome guy, Hamish Khayat, CEO of Burst. I myself have my Burst toothbrush here. As a 41-year-old medium-aged dentist, I have been through numerous electric toothbrushes, and I know if you're a dentist out there, you may have gotten some free electric toothbrushes that you use until the head gets, I don't know how we say it in the industry, totally gross. And then you stop using it. So we're going to talk with Hamish about what they're doing. Really cool product. I've been using it myself. Glad to have him as a sponsor. Welcome to Dental Nachos. Hamish, thanks for being here. Tell us a little bit about Burst, your story, how you got to be where you are today, and what Burst does.
I think we just need to say, what do you actually think of the brush straight up? And then I'm going to give you a little bit of a background, how we ended up making such a thing.
Sure. I mean, people know me, Hamish, and I'm a very genuine guy. So if I don't like something, I won't say it. So I have, consider myself a high-level toothbrusher. I'm a professional. So I've used a variety of electric toothbrushes. I said, I don't need them anymore. I'll just use a regular toothbrush. But when I got this one delivered, I started using it, and I really love it. I mean, what it does for me as a dentist, which is interesting, is it makes me brush longer because I, quit too easily when I'm using a manual one. I find it not to be too aggressive with the vibration. Some other brushes are too aggressive. And I know I like its cool little stand and able to recharge it. So it's been great for me.
What did you think of those bristles?
I mean, to me, the best way to describe it as like a busy dentist is it just feels more gentle and does a better job. Some of the other ones I've used seem to be very chattery and like would almost be uncomfortable. So that's my best sort of take on how the bristles are for me.
Well, I'm thrilled. I got to say, when we're looking to join partnerships with people like yourself who are doing incredibly well in the dental industry, it's always like, well, you've got to, the rule is you've got to try the brush. That's our rule, and that hopefully be your rule as well. And so when we send it over, there's always a moment of, are they going to love it? I'm getting quite confident now that you will love it. But when you came back and said, this is the bee's knees, I was like,
yeah. I mean, well, for me, I believe, I'm, medium age, and we have like classifications in our Dental Nachos world.
Saying this medium age, what do you mean by medium age?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked. Thanks for asking. So you guys are very, good marketers with your celebrities and your cool black stuff. Here at Dental Nachos, we have classifications. So if you're a medium-aged dentist, you have been a dentist for 10 to 25 years, and medium-aged dentist, Hamish, stands for mad. And sometimes that's how I feel. Baby-aged dentist, that's bad. And then for those of you watching for the first time at Dental Nachos Live, if you've been a dentist for over 25 years, Hamish, you are a seasoned-age dentist. That stands for sad. So it is our joke about being a dentist is not easy, so anything fun like this. And patients do ask us all the time, this is a common thing batted around, what is the best toothbrush? What would you use? This happens to you whether you're 1 year out of dental school or 45 years into the profession. So it's great to have a resource like this.
Amazing. That's why we're here. Something affordable and something great to use.
So I love it. Now tell us a little bit how you got to be the CEO of Burst and what you guys are doing for dental offices. I'm excited to talk about the ambassador program and share a little bit with us about that.
Well, I'll give you a little bit of history because I don't generally feel, and a lot of people seem to be a bit shocked when I say I work in oral care. I don't generally feel people that give me the look of, oh yeah, you're definitely a guy that loves
yeah.
But I am absolutely obsessed and have been since the age of around 19. Long story short, I was headed towards going into banking, and I thought I don't really want to do that because in banking you can't have awful hair remove you. So I was like, what am I, got to do something, got to set up a company. And I had this kind of moment of, you know what, wouldn't it be funny, if you had a self-standing toothbrush? Don't ask how I got there. My mother still thinks I'm insane. But at the time I was like, I'm going to try and get this made. And so I went and spoke to my dentist at the time. He's a great guy, still in touch with him back in the UK. And I ended up making this kid's toothbrush, which I then got manufactured and sold into retail shops, like a CVS, a Walgreens type of thing in the UK. Anyway, I did this for a couple of years, and every year my mum was like, are you really sure about this oral care thing? Because you don't really have a background in it. But every year I learned more and more about oral care. I'd go to the dental shows, I'd speak with people. I spoke with more dentists, more hygienists, more assistants, more office managers. And then at one point I said, you know what, actually, I think it's time that I go from kids to adult from what I knew, and I can do an electric toothbrush. So that was kind of the step between them. I started with kids, and that was sort of 6 years later, I jumped into adult. At that point, not bad at manufacturing, but not a genius on the dental side still. Not bad, but not amazing. Anyway, I decided that because the English didn't really know, they don't really look after their teeth
Yeah.
as well as Americans. So the running joke, and Americans are, a little bit lazy in the English at times, and they like things delivered to their house. Like a perfect combination. Let's move to America. So I
Yeah.
got on a plane with my one suitcase and this fold-up bike, which I've still got on the back actually, and made a move. I wanted to make sure this company worked out in America.
That's a real movie story. I like that. I like that, Hamish. And I know you're in LA. I'm here in New Jersey. I'm usually in Philadelphia, not too far from New York. But I like your story. You look like you could easily go into many different movie roles that I've seen over the years. With your look, I like it. But I guess you're right. It's not a banking look.
No, but being in LA, everyone's like, "Oh, so you came here for sort of acting, dancing, something in the entertainment industry." I'm like, "No, I sell toothbrushes online," which drives my girlfriend a little bit insane. And she's like, "Keep, run a company, but love toothbrushes."
I like it. Well, everyone needs a toothbrush now. Us dentists here in the dental Nacho community, we have all dentists, different ages, bad, sads, and mads. And one of the things that I've done over the past 2 years of building this community is just say, I like to bring good ideas to you. We have sponsors, we have affiliates. I tell them that, these are how companies connect with dentists now in 2019. I was very lucky to work with my dad for 11 years, greatest 11 years before he passed away. But I grew up in the dental industry, going to trade shows, going here, looking at this book to order things. And, the bads today don't realize that, it wasn't always like this where, everything was online and doing things. So tell us, I'm a dental office, Dr. Nacho's House of Dentistry and Nachos. I think that's a good name for an office. How would I incorporate the burst into my office? Just to give, before you go, I'll share with my community, as an owner, we've had numerous toothbrush reps come into our offices. My brother works with me. We're lucky to be partners. We've ordered toothbrushes. We had stuff on the shelf. We tried to sell them, and nothing about these companies. We just were never particularly great at it. Price points were a little high, kind of became an afterthought. So I am kind of a seasoned veteran, a scarified version of looking up in a shelf and seeing a lot of toothbrushes. So share with us how Burst is different.
So in all honesty, the way we're different is we just listen to the community. So we have our community of over 30,000 dentists, hygienists, office managers, that the whole crew. And we turn to them and we ask their advice on everything. And that comes down to product development, which we can get into another time. But there is no product that we sell that hasn't been tested, tried, advice given by the dental community. And the same went for how we're going to go into offices. And we listened to all the gripes, the scar stories, it was actually, I was told by my rep, it's cheaper in Costco. And I was like, oh, this is insane. I was like, you're the dentist and you can't get it at a price that's competitive. Well, no, they were telling me that their patients came in and that, they came back and they said, well, this isn't fair. I paid this price and you obviously marked it up loads because I could have got it.
And I like your story. Just if I can jump in, that was the time where I changed in my office and stopped selling them, was when patients were saying, I get them at Costco or Amazon cheaper, because then it was just annoying me. I don't know if you've been to the dentist. People don't usually like us, Hamish, very much. So we couldn't annoy them anymore. So I said, hey, go to Amazon, go to Costco. So I'm happy to kind of circle back because I like delivering cool products to my patients. So
we want you to go into your dental practice, want to take the advice from your dentist, your hygienist, your assistant. We want you to listen to them and then be able to get a brush and be like, this is the best price. So the difference between us is that I don't sell to retail shops. Burst is purely online at burstoral.com, and you can use a discount code associated with a dentist or a hygienist, which we can get into, and you can purchase it on our website, or you can get it at the dental office. And we can't obviously force you what to sell the brush at. We can sort of suggest it.
No, I like this, Hamish. So basically, the consumer can buy it at your website for a price, but the dentist gets it at a cheaper price.
It's going to be the lower price. So the dental price, the price on our website is $70. If you use a dental professional's code, a dentist, an assistant, hygienist, you can get the brush for $39.99, and we ship it free to that patient.
Oh, that's great.
We say, okay, it's $35 for you to buy in bulk from us. And with that comes your first replacement head. So every 3 months, we send new heads to patients roughly for $6.
I mean, that part, I just want to pause for a minute. And, I just think that's fabulous for so many different reasons. I mean, the reason I stopped with brushes was because I would just be too lazy to buy the head. I didn't know where to get the head. Sometimes when I clean out a bathroom, I find 4 random heads that I was supposed to have had, but they were stuck behind somewhere. And I think, from a dentist perspective, someone like me who does fair amount of implant cases and sees a lot of older patients, I know this for anyone, it's just great if we could get them brushing longer and taking care of what they invested in.
It gets to your house. Oh, it's time to change. I need to change my brush head. We do allow you to change it every 1, 2 or 3, 4, 5 months if you really want. But we encourage you to do it every 3 because that is what is most recommended by dental professionals. If you're a really hard brusher, maybe you do it every 2. But when it arrives, it's honestly a no-brainer. The other problem people had there was they would go in or they'd send their spouse into CVS and they'd say, I need these new heads. And they'd come out with a different big name brand head, but because they've got lots of them that fit, you got the wrong one.
Yes.
At that point, you spent $50 on new heads that didn't fit your toothbrush.
That's the cell phone charger problem, because you always come back with this. If you're trying to buy a charger for someone else, you gotta bring the phone. So I like that. So it comes to the house. So it sounds like $24 a year, people could get all their toothbrush needs taken care of without leaving their house. That's awesome. Yeah, the dental professionals can buy it for $39.99 and sell it. You were saying
so it's $70 online, and then you have so we'll go into this ambassador network afterwards.
Perfect. Yeah, share us about the ambassador network.
Okay, so basically, if this is where we've got around 35,000 dental professionals that come on in the last year and a half to join us. So they come on, they try our brush. This is for $20. They use our app to try the brush. They download the app. After they download the app, they sign up for $20, which is a deposit. We then send them a brush to try, because like we established, we don't want anyone just recommending this product.
So basically, if you're listening down, Nachos, and Farrah will drop this into the comments, how you can be an ambassador. That's how you start. You get a brush sent to yourself for $20. You test it out.
If you like it, you leave a review on the app saying, I like this brush and I would like to recommend it. And then you're approved. If you don't like it, we'll give you back the $20. We're not here to make money out of the community. You just won't get a discount code. So if you say, I don't like it, I want my money back, we'll make sure that happens.
Gotcha.
As I say, we're not trying to steal money from the dental community. That's not our.
Like that.
We just can't. If I said free, we'd have thousands of people coming for a free product and we'd be out of money. So we say,
totally get that.
Once you become a dental professional, so once you've said, I love this toothbrush, what we then do is give you your own discount codes. Your app becomes live, and on that app, it's got lots of things about your own personal code, which is associated with you. So the brush, as I say, is $70, but with your personal code, you can get it for $39.99 for your patient.
Awesome. Okay.
You pay for shipping for. The app does lots of cool things, connects the community. You help make some new friends amongst the community.
Nice.
Has resources to help you recommend.
That's very down that way. That's our whole message. Make dentists be nicer to us, Hamish. Not an easy task. I don't know if you've heard about dental school, but they do not foster being nice. It's the dental student Hunger Games there. So I like that you're helping with the Nacho message.
So then if we go back to the dental offices, we say it's $35 to purchase a brush from us in bulk for the black and the white brush. With that comes that first replacement head.
Gotcha, okay.
So your patient will walk out with the brush. So we encourage you to sell it up to $69.99. I obviously can't force you. If Paul says, I'd like to charge $400 for this brush, I can't say, well, that's not exactly our ethos. The ethos is to get affordable products, really high quality to people's hands. So it's up to $69.99, we say. And with that comes that first head. So the patient will go home, they'll open their box, and with that we'll say, register online to receive your first replacement head. So you'll get one in the box, and then 3 months later, once they've signed up, they'll get new ones, which is like a reminder, which is basically like, oh, I remember I got this toothbrush from Paul. Right. Hey, I'm getting a head in the mail from Paul. How fantastic.
I love that. I mean, I don't know how many people out there listen to my podcast, The Dental Amigos, besides my aunt. She listens to every episode. But, we have a lot of great content, and we talked about this recently about how, and I've always just loved this, and I kind of make these jokes, Hamish, that like, if my older patients want to steal Keurigs, I'll let them steal them because I just want them to like us. So I just think it's cool that, you can do something like this, whether it's something you buy for a patient as a gift there for a big case, whether it's something that you have a monthly special on, whether it's something that's just in your hygienist program. There's so many cool ways to deliver it.
It's like the power of reciprocation. Once you give someone something, they're very much likely to return the favor, even if it's not proportional. And so what we found is we've actually got hundreds of dental practices giving it a bit of a go, basically saying, hey, I'm going to buy these and give them out to my patients. And, it's not that much of an extra cost. But what they're finding and what we're trying to prove right now, and we'll have some data very shortly, is that because the heads keep coming with a nice note from Dr. Paul saying, and, a nice reminder with the head and an email, it's another reminder where they came from, and another
Totally.
like, oh, Paul's actually a nice guy. Let's rebook my appointment. So what we'd like to do and help dentists and patients do is come in more often. Obviously, it makes the practice a little bit more money, and on top of that, the patient's better off. They're coming in for more checkups.
Yeah,
So,
I love that. I mean, we have an awesome Nacho sponsor, Local Med, that does direct online booking, and it works in two ways for your new patients that come in from online, but it just helps you so much with your existing patients because I talk about business ideas or connect with your patients. It's just so critical to get the patients that already like you to keep coming back. And we all know we
haven't got the reminder to, I
yeah,
forgot about booking, but I should. But they really should be coming in twice that year. And so if
totally.
you get your retention rate, if 70 or 60% of your patients are coming in twice that year, can we get that up to 70, 75, 80, just because they're getting a reminder? I think it's very possible because they're like, oh, I should come back now.
And I think, Hamish, a thing to point out is something from our group is we talk a lot about implants. We talk about a lot of patients who are going to drive revenue. And I always joke, I want to have a practice that only sees people 60 and older, right? Like I don't need to see my own age people. But one of the things that I'll point out, maybe you're aware of this already, is there's patients that are on 3 and 4 times a year. So that little reminder works so well. You get the brush, they may be scheduling if they have periodontal disease or they have a big implant case, that it's kind of like, hey, you get the brush, schedule your appointment. And, it happens to me, we get so used to people reminding us of stuff that, some people will say to me, I didn't come back and get my teeth cleaned because your text system didn't remind me, right? And
you tried once, you failed, you didn't do it.
Yeah.
If it comes in the mail for you, though, you're going to be like, hey, everyone likes something nice that's, in the mail that's free, or even if it's just something physical instead of another bill. And so having that, it's like, you know what, you should go back and book your appointment.
I love that.
Writing this right now. Either they give it away, maybe it's with Ortho, maybe it's just everyone in their office. We have some people doing it.
I was thinking orthodontists, they have, it's interesting that, the orthodontists have a real just need, and it helps them when their patients keep their teeth clean. Besides just being a good dentist and wanting them to have clean teeth, it also just, prevents them from getting cavities when they have the braces, have the parents getting upset. So that's just a great tool there.
By the way, on that one, often we found that people with braces, actually, they go through their heads even faster. So they wear them out. So we can
I could see that. So I definitely want to have you back on and talk more about some of the product development. Quickly, there are a couple other products that you guys do have. You told me about if you wanted to share any of those. You have a floss coming out, you were saying?
We've got other products coming out, but at the moment we have a toothpaste and whitening strips.
Coconut whitening strips. Mrs. Nacho loves coconut, so good way to describe the whitening strip.
Whitening strips. But again, that was it. As I say, like we develop all our products with dental professionals. So when we started doing this one, we had a 6% peroxide because that's what they suggested to not get as sensitive. And then one of them was like, you know what, coconut really reduces sensitivity. Let's try it out. So we added it in, made it taste a lot less chemically, and then it also improved that problem with if you buy a 12% peroxide strip, it's going to cause sensitivity, and then let's quickly sell you a sensitivity strip. Seems to be the theme at the moment, which I'm not really the biggest fan of.
That's awesome. I mean, just to have those different, it's like you have your own nacho toppings there at Burst outside of the toothbrush. I like that. So one of the things, Hamish, as we wrap up, I kind of always have like this, kind of action plan. I say, a little bit better each day makes a lot better dentisting life, or, keep up the momentum, or dentists just do one thing, because it's very easy to hear something like this, think I want to do this. So to be an ambassador, I know Farah's going to share that link, go to the link to be an ambassador. We'll have a code for them to sign up, $20 to try the brush. If they like it, they can get a discount code and be off to the races in their practice. They don't like it, you'll return that, and then start utilizing it in their practices.
So it's that easy. Just download the app, try it out. It's a quick sign up, takes around 3 minutes, and then we'll send you a toothbrush. We should actually, if you do it right now, you'll get it in the next 3 days.
Nice.
And you try it out, give it a whirl for a week. If you love it, leave a review. If you don't love it, leave another review that says I don't like it, let my money back. God, Paul, I don't know what Paul's talking about. Hamish, that weirdo from England. No, I don't make a toothbrush. And
I like it. You know what, dentists, they're very suspect people. Hamish, they're not exactly. They kind of think there's always something behind door number 2. So I like that you've delivered. I try this a no risk opportunity to them, and it's something that we get asked all the time. Dentists, imagine. I get asked all the time. What is the best toothbrush? What is the best toothpaste? And it's just great when you have some resources for patients.
I can sit there telling you, Just amazing. It's got a 4-week battery life, amazingly soft bristles, which the dental community recommended. We don't like hard ones, so we can increase the power of the motor. I can keep telling you all this. It really is a fantastic brush. But in the end, it's down to you guys to make that judgment. And all I will say is we'd love you to try it out, give it a go. And if you decide you prefer it, you know, there's a lot of people who might look at that. Very young company, how can they be better than the big name brands? We'd spend hours telling you how we've achieved it, but a lot of that is the dental professionals. I just sit and listen to them day in, day out, send them new products to try.
I like that. There's always good room. There's always room for a good nacho restaurant, a good dentist, and a good toothbrush company. So thanks for being on with us, Hamish. If anybody wanted to reach out to you or needed to, I know we could drop. What was the best way to reach out to you?
Do you know what to go in? Is to join the group Burst Professionals, which
Okay.
is a group, just because that you can then hear from real professionals, our ambassadors, just to say that it's not just one guy that's trying to convince you of something. There are thousands of them in there that will give you that.
And great, if you're using Burst, drop it in the comments. If you're a Burst ambassador, let us know about that. When we're on Zoom, we don't see the comments.
Facebook, DM me, and I will get back to you, and hopefully help sign you up on your office.
Awesome, Hamish. So we're going to have some beach amusement park rides here soon. But Dental Nachos, enjoy. Have a great rest of the night, guys. Thanks for checking in with us.